agenda before us for adoption.
Move. Second.
All those in favor? Motion is carried. We have the delegation here from the Council of Canadians, Linda Stafford and others. There's a podium there if you wish to speak there. Welcome.
Thank you for welcoming us as a delegation. And I want to, on behalf of the Comox Valley Chapter of the Council of Canadians and the Comox Valley Water Watch Coalition, I would like to thank you for having passed the resolution to become a blue community, and I would like to congratulate you for having taken that action. A blue community is one that treats water as belonging to no one and the responsibility of all. Because water is central to human activity, it must be governed by principles that allow for reasonable use, equal distribution, and responsible treatment in order to preserve water for nature and for future generations. The town of Comox has achieved the designation of a blue community by 1. Recognizing water as a human right, 2. Promoting publicly financed, owned, and operated water and wastewater services, and 3. Working towards eliminating the sale of bottled water in public facilities and at municipal events. We congratulate you, we thank you, and we look forward to working with you in developing a plan that will phase out bottled water. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. I'll just move forward here. All right. Thank you, and thank you for all the work that you guys. All right. All right, with that, that completes our delegations. We do have some minutes of meetings for approval, the November 7th council meeting minutes.
Receipt.
Second or fourth?
Second.
Approval then, all those in favor? Motion is carried. Committee of the whole meeting minutes for receipt on the 14th.
Move receipt.
Second. All those in favor? Motion is carried. We have several recommendations coming out of that. First of all, around the Comox Marina Boat Launch Network, recommendation from council, committee of the whole is that council permit staff to conduct the necessary remedial works to the boat launch facility during the late evening and early morning hours of December 13th.
Move.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. And regarding the Mterra contract amendment for organics, recommendation from committee of the whole is that the contract with Mterra be amended to increase household garbage collection costs by $1.25 per household per month starting February 2013 in order to separately collect organics for the regional district's pilot program.
Move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. And the third committee recommendation is around 2013 utility rate increases. Bylaw 17, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 before the council for first, second, and third readings.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion is carried. All right, that completes committee of the whole recommendations. Page 15, we have the management report for receipt.
So moved.
Second.
Receipt then, all those in favor? Motion is carried. Any discussion? There are two items there, I believe. CAO and I did attend a meeting last week in Victoria on the 15th, and we're following up on that meeting. That was at the invitation of Comox First Nation, and it involved the Ministry of Aboriginal Relations Reconciliation, as well as the Forest FNLRO, whatever that means, Forest Natural Lands Resources and something. And so, and Don McCrae as Minister, local ministry is there. So hopefully we'll hear more on that. There's also a meeting December 6th that the attending, the CAO and I will be attending with Comox First Nation, the treaty negotiators. So we're keeping the pressure on that one, and hopefully some good news will come out of that early in the new year. Anything else? Okay. So we'll move on to special reports. We have the Regional District Board meeting minutes of October 30th for receipt.
Move receipt.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion's carried. Any issues? Yes, go ahead, Council Fletcher.
I just wanted to bring to Council's attention on page 23, there was the motion to increase the remuneration for the director, so I just wanted to give some discussion on that. A consultant had been engaged. He brought forward these recommendations. there are increases to the directors, there's actually a decrease to the chair's position, and his recommendation was to institute that in 2013. After much debate at the table, it was decided that we would accept these changes, but not until after the 2014 election. So you may have seen some of that in the paper. That was considered the better situation, and just for your information, it had been since 2006 before any wage adjustments had been done. So it was thought to.
Okay.
Many policies following. And the only other one I wanted to speak to was on page 26, the DCC update. And just for your information, if you have any discussion with any in the community, the DCCs, yes, they have increased significantly to try and address upcoming sewer costs, but they will not come into effect until the board considers fourth reading in March 2013. So there's still some time for that. And then Director Grant may have some other comments.
Well, just following up on the DCCs, there will be reports coming from both the Sewer Committee and the Water Committee, just showing council here, and it'll be for discussion purposes, all the massive infrastructure projects that we have got coming down the pike from now until 2020. I mean, we're not talking $5 million. We're talking tens of millions of dollars worth of projects, and they have to be funded somehow.
Yeah, I had a look at those. I know you were discussing them yesterday at committee, those very two committees, and one of them that's quite important, I recall, from my time on the Sewer Commission, was the relocation of the force main off the beach. And that's probably $10 million in its own account.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because as we go to increase our utility rates, it becomes continually frustrating for the people in Comox, and at least if they know why we're increasing the rates, it gives us some grounds for what we're doing. So I'm glad to hear that we're going to get that list and get a better understanding.
Unfortunately, when you build something like a water treatment plant like we have down on Trent Road, you can't build it in pieces. You have to build it all at once. And we built it all at once 30 years ago. And the thing's reaching capacity and it's wearing out. And we're going to have to, and there's no sense, you don't just do a little addition on something like that. If you're going to do it, you double the capacity. And that's what we're going to end up having to do here within the next 8 years, 9 years. We're going to have to double the capacity of that. The Courtney pump station down where Field Sawmills used to be is running right now at 100% capacity. It has to be rebuilt. And as Councillor Ken Grant mentioned, we're going to be moving that force main off the beach, and it's going to go up Dock Little Road and down Lazo Road to Trent Road. So, and that could be an environmental disaster waiting to happen. So it's all money that we have to spend.
Yeah, we've got lots of challenges ahead. Councillor Fletcher.
And just further to that, understanding that it is quite a comprehensive subject, and council members would really appreciate understanding it. We have asked that staff from the regional district be a delegation here to really let you understand what we have been presented with at the sewer committee. So that should be coming forward.
And I know our staff have been providing information as it comes through the technical committees as well. So I know council will receive a memo on some sewer projects.
I think it's important too for the RD or whoever it would be, it's one thing to inform the council, but I think the public needs to know too. Because they're the ones that are getting these increases, and it just comes to their door and it just frustrates them because every year it's just, up and up and up. And so I think they need to have that ability to know what all this is too. So.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise. Lots of communities, not just ours, are going through this, of course, all across Canada. It's part of the infrastructure deficit discussion that's go on when you're talking roads, sewer, water, or other facilities. Fortunately, we're in pretty good shape with many of our other ones. And when you look at these utility rate increases, if you take out the organics, you're looking at about $37 in the next year, which compared to, say, the city of Victoria, they're looking at about $43 this next year. So, yes, as infrastructure ages, that has to be replaced, and as growth occurs, there's a certain partnership between development as well as existing taxpayers. So more to follow. Anything further on the minutes? Seeing none, we'll move on to bylaws. So we do have a series of bylaws here. Bylaw 1738, which is the water rates and regulations bylaw. We're looking for first, second, and third reading at this time.
Move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. Bylaw 1739 is the sewer user rates bylaw amendment for first, second, and third reading.
Move.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. And bylaw 1740, which is the refuse or garbage collection bylaw amendment for first, second, and third reading.
Move.
Take that as a move and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. And the sanitary sewer use extension and connection bylaw amendment for first, second, and third reading.
Move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion is carried. And bylaw 1742 for first, second, and third reading, which is the storm drain connection bylaw amendment.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion is carried. I take it, CEO, those will come up for adoption in 2 weeks' time?
Yes, they will.
All right, so those utility rate bylaws have been given first, second, and third reading, and will come forward for adoption in 2 weeks. New business, we have a report here from our Director of Finance on the BC Ferry property taxation issue. A letter came to us from the City of West Vancouver, and they are asking for support for a court case as well as just for support in their cause. And the recommendation from staff is that we receive the report and that we write a letter of support to request the province to take all necessary reasonable action to require BC Ferries and similar entities to pay for their municipal services.
I would move that recommendation.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. All right, thank you, Director of Finance, for bringing that forward. The big truck parade is happening December 2nd, and we're looking for approval of their request under the usual conditions.
I would move that we receive that and grant them their request.
Second.
Anything we have to worry about there, CEO? Just notification?
We'll be notifying all the emergency services.
I didn't see a time on here.
Yeah, well, it's in the evening generally, from my recollection.
It is a lit up truck, so that would make sense.
I would imagine it would start somewhere around 5 o'clock in Cumberland and usually come through town here an hour or two later.
It doesn't appear that they're doing a very extensive route through our town anyway, so from what I'm reading here.
Yeah, they come up, coming all the way through town and then go up Pritchard and then go out town through Guthrie. Yeah.
It might be an idea, if I may, if they could find out the time, then it was publicized, people would know when to go and see it.
Yeah, I would hope that it would be publicized through the newspapers. There's some numbers there we can contact us. All right, so voted on that. All those in favor? Motion is carried. All right, reports from members of council. We'll start with Councillor Price.
Yes, I attended the Remembrance Day parade and refreshments at the Legion. Also the Environmental Council, and we had our AGM. And the Comox Archives and Museum Society meeting. We I'd just like to report that since the new premises opened in September, last September, we've had over 10,000 visitors, and it's very, very well received. We will be having a new display going up by Christmas on women in Comox, and next year we'll be also featuring St. Joe's Hospital's 100th year celebration. And the anchor down in Marina Park has now got a sign on that we'll have an unveiling, and we'll be talking to you there if you're available. And I'd just like to thank Al Fraser for his help and as always his help in getting the sign up and clearing all that. And so I think, and also I met with Jamie Van Soos today talk about the economic development role in the plan for Comox economic.
Thank you. Councillor McKinnon?
Yes, I attended a Community Justice Center board meeting on November 8th, Remembrance Day services on Comox Avenue. November 13th, the Chamber Business Mixer in Courtney. Also attended that evening, I heard the federal Conservative Cabinet Minister Tony Clement speak at the Coast Westerly, along with Councillor Smith. Attended a YANA board meeting, Vancouver Island Regional Library meeting on Saturday morning, this Saturday morning, coming up. And I wanted to say I also have been using the outdoor fitness circuit at Anderton Park, and I've been razzed by some passers-by for being a senior. And I recommend it to everybody. The fitness circuit there is wonderful.
Great. All right, Councillor Conrad?
Since we last met, I've attended the solid waste management meeting up in Campbell River. On the same day, I attended the Comox Strathcona Hospital Board meeting and got an update on what's going on there. And yesterday, I chaired the Sewer Commission meeting as well as the Water Committee and attended a Regional District Committee of the whole meeting.
All right, great. Councillor Penglis?
Yeah, I attended the Remembrance Day ceremony, and I've also spoken with Economic Development regarding our economic strategy. And I would encourage any of you, if you haven't talked to them, if you have any concerns about the economic strategy that we're putting together, that you take the opportunity to sit down with those guys. They're looking for your input, so make sure you go and tell them what you think.
Okay, great. Councillor Fletcher?
Thank you. Since we last met, I've attended the solid waste meetings in the regional hospital board meetings, and I've been working out there, slow and steady. I attended Remembrance Day services in North Van with family members there, so I have some of the services here. Last week, earlier this week, staff attended a meeting with the sewer committee members to give us some information for the sewer meeting, and thereafter I attended the water, sewer, and regional district meetings. Thank you.
All right, Councillor Stewart?
Okay. I attended the Remembrance Day ceremony here, and the Diamond Jubilee Award ceremony that took place at the Comox Rec Center. I attended the evening with Tony Clement, where he was talking about keeping taxes low and reducing bureaucratic red tape. Good luck. And I did go to the Sewer Commission meeting yesterday, and I met with Jamie Benster today with Economic Development.
All right, great.
I too met with Jamie today.
Great. Good stuff. I'll be meeting with him tomorrow. Great. Busy guy. I attended the Remembrance Day ceremonies, of course, laying a wreath on behalf of the town. And this is the tradition. The Legion, 888 Wing, and warrant officers and sergeant and messes all had receptions afterwards. So it was a very busy day. A very somber day, but also an important one for our communities and the military forces served. The Diamond Jubilee presentations were held the next day at Comox Rec Center in the multi-purpose room, and it was nice for our MP John Duncan to see one part of our new and improved rec center. And one of our residents, Maureen Eichelboom, was a recipient of the Diamond Jubilee Medal for her work with Boomer's Legacy. Keeping on the same thing of military, I attended the base medical dental clinic opening the next day, which was quite unique in that there was a traditional smudging ceremony that the First Nations put on, and it was quite remarkable, and Minister Clement and Duncan were there. Quite a nice facility, actually, if you ever have a chance to tour it. The next item I mentioned earlier, CAO and I went down to Victoria for the meeting with Comox First Nation and those two ministers. And it was a brief meeting, but I think an important one to keep moving forward on the Crown Grant application for Northeast Woods parcels. The next day we had a quarterly meeting of the Island Coastal Economic Trust Sunshine Coast Regional Advisory Committee, and North Island component of that. And that organization is still quite active. There were half a dozen or so applications being reviewed. The maximum application amount now is $400,000, and we are looking potentially at that being a source of funds for some of our works here down in Marina and other parts of town that fit in with their economic development mandates. So there's still money available, and hopefully we'll put an application for it in the new year. Jane Murphy, CEO of St. Joe's, was in to see me earlier this week and just talk about some of the strategic planning that's going on. I know Councillor Fletcher is involved with that, and peripherally, of course, the hospice organization as well. So they're thinking of what their role will be over the next number of years as they transition into a new hospital facility, hopefully. And there's lots of ideas there, and they've been given some direction through Bishop of Victoria to consider expanding the range of services that might be offered at a more seniors-oriented care facility. That, we'll see where that goes. Mayor's Golf Tournament, there was a wrap-up to that, so that happened in the beginning of September. A number of us participated, and they handed out checks, $10,000 to Boomer Legacy, $10,000 to North Island College Foundation, and $5,000 to the Young Professionals Comox Valley. We hope to match that with some of their own funds for their own works. And that was a great success, and I think it's the 4th year running now, so it's yet another one of those events that's done very well for the community. And then earlier this week, also attended the opening of the Boys and Girls Club facility at Aspen School here in Comox, and I actually didn't realize that they had something going there, and they also have something already going at the Brooklyn School. So some of that after-school care is being provided right next to the schools that are in our community, and the Boys and Girls Club are more than eminently qualified to do it, and they've got a great new facility there at Aspen. I haven't seen one at Brooklyn, but it's probably on par. So nice to see that to happen, and use of that school property in that kind of complementary way. That's my report. No late items. Any questions from me at this time? Nope. No members of the public here, so we do have a brief in-camera meeting to occur after this, so a motion to exclude the public under Section 9 of the community charter is required.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carried. So we'll have a brief adjournment while that happens.